I started at the Bazelon Center in fall of 2014. I had graduated from Harvard with a master's in public policy and a law degree, and after I graduated, I clerked for two different judges, first in the Eastern District of Virginia, and then for the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals. The Skadden Fellowship is really an opportunity to kind of create your dream job. It is designed for law school students and recent graduates who are dedicated to public service and are willing to spend 2 years early on in their legal careers across the country providing legal services that may not otherwise be provided. I had spent a lot of time in law school working on juvenile justice issues, and in particular I spent one summer in law school working at a juvenile public defender's office, and I noticed how many of our clients at the juvenile public defender's office had mental health needs and had never received services in their school settings. And so I started to think about ways that I could do work at an earlier intervention point in these young people's lives. I reached out to the Bazelon Center because I knew that it had done such great work in mental health law and had also done work in particular in education. And so then together we developed the fellowship project. So we've had a lot of successes during the project that I'm really proud of. There's one 6-year-old client who had had a really difficult time at his particular charter school. The staff had a lot of difficulties managing his behaviors. They were using a lot of suspensions, even though part of his behaviors were stemming from the fact that he felt unwanted at the school, and so the suspensions themselves were really feeding into his behaviors and not improving them. So by the time I met this family, this 6-year-old had spent many, many weeks out of school, either being tutored or on suspension. We were able to get an expert consultant who had really worked with schools to serve students with the most extreme behaviors, assess this child and come up with a plan. Eventually he was able to remain in his classroom for the full day. He was engaged academically. He started to say that he was excited about the school, which is something that we hadn't heard before. And now I hear from his mother that he's so excited about the school he wants to stay there until high school. And at the end of the year he won a Most Improved award from his school, which is not something that anyone would have contemplated at the beginning of the year, but it really took both buy-in from the school team and a willingness to work with the expert consultant. And then ultimately it required a lot of leadership and buy-in from the family and from the student themselves. So after I leave the Bazelon Center, I will be a trial attorney at the Disability Rights Section in the Civil Rights Division at the Department of Justice. And my future career path with the Department of Justice is absolutely a continuation of the work that I've been doing at the Bazelon Center. I've been really lucky to be at the Bazelon Center because we have a mission and a vision where all of our work is focused on including people with disabilities in their communities so that they can live, they can learn, they can work as productive, independent, autonomous members of their neighborhoods. And that focus on our work has really inspired me to continue, certainly in the disability rights field, and I'll continue to do some education work when I'm at the Department of Justice. But it's really the unique perspective of the Bazelon Center that is so focused on inclusion that has kind of set the scope for how I think about disability rights and think about mental health work, and I'm sure it'll carry with me throughout my legal career.